Good morning, it's now the 23rd of April 2022. I took off 500 cuttings from here yesterday, although it wouldn't necessarily look like it, but yeah, I took off 500 cuttings, and today I'm going to go through all of them, all of the stock tubers, and as you can see, some of them I let run, like this one here. It's a Mary's Germander. That was one that came too thick early on, but 2 or 3 weeks ago. But instead of chopping it down, I've left it because these are what I'm going to run on, and hopefully supply me with flowers from the end of June, third weekend in June into early July. So I'm going to be potting these up today, potting the tubers up, and if they've got one stem, I'm probably just going to take the top out down to here and grow on the side shoots and hope that in a couple of months they're going to give me the flowers. We've got 60 days until the third weekend in June, so I'm hoping these little side shoots are the ones that are going to give me some flowers then. As a bit of a backup, something like this, which has got some multiple stems coming up, a bit smaller, I'm probably going to just let that run on as it is and flower the crown bud, which will form at the top of these shoots. And if they're looking like they're going to be a bit early, which they may well be, I'll just knock them back and run on a side shoot a bit nearer the time. It's a bit hit and miss. I've not done this before, trying to get them out so early. I managed to get a dozen blooms out for the end of third weekend in June last year from similar tubers that I planted outside, and they just happened to flower by the end of June. I let them flower. So again, something like this is Blight and Everest. I will pot that up and pinch the top out today, whereas this one here with 2 or 3 stems, I will just let those all come up and see how they go flowering on a terminal bud. They've got 2 chances, so hopefully by staggering them, having these come up on a crown bud and this one here probably knocking back, hopefully that will spread the flush and hopefully give me some flowers for the third weekend in June, and then again the first week in July, which is when I really need them. And again, as you can see, quite a lot of these have got plenty of growth on. I took off all the cuttings yesterday that I wanted, so again, it's got some big growth like this one. That's white candy. I will pot that up and pinch the top out, but any smaller growth lower down I will let come up and flower on a terminal bud. So as you can see, still plenty of growth on these, but I've got enough cutting material now, I think, for what I want. There might be 1 or 2 oddments, especially over the back side there to take, but yeah, maybe 1 small batch next week. So I'll go on to the next tunnel and just show you where I am with that. Right, we're into the propagating tunnel now. This is where I've got the majority of my potted up plants already. They're coming along quite nicely. And on this side is where all the cuttings are propagating on the on top of the hotbed. And under there, under the fleece cover, they're all coming away nicely. Another batch there, pretty much rooted now. So probably by this time next week, they'll be ready for potting on. Just follow it down. They run in date order, so the ones down this end are the ones I took yesterday, and they're all okay under there. They're looking quite good. So yeah, there'll be a while yet, a couple of weeks. Right, you have to excuse the weeds. I've got a bit of weeding to do in here, but this is the polytunnel where I'm growing a lot of the early blooms from. I'm trying to just, hedge my bets, so I've planted a load in the open ground here. I've got some more to go in today, a few gaps. And again, these are well away, and I should be going through these today and topping some of these, taking the tops out. We've got as I say, 60 odd days before the Blenheim Palace flower show at the end of June, which is a little warm-up event, ready for Hampton Court first week of July. So trying to stagger the flowering accordingly. Still got a few more to go in down the end, and the rest of the stock tubers, as I say, some of them are going to be potted up into just into large pots and grown on in one of the other tunnels. And these are all my early sweet peas. These are just to get some early blooms and hopefully do a little display at Highlands House on the 20th, I think it's 20th of May, so pretty much a month to go. And yeah, got some buds starting to form. Let's see on that one, all the tops are just starting to form buds now, so I'm quite hopeful that I'll have a nice little selection for a little display at Highlands House. And this is the little tunnel where I'm just potting everything up now, potting up the tubers, the spare tubers. And as you can see, this is well, it's a Western Pirate, this one. It's got a bud in the top already, so that'll be being topped today. I'll take that down, and then it's these little side shoots that'll be giving me my flowers in a couple of months' time, all being well. As you can see, I've got a few more cuttings there to pot up, and they're all rooted now. Another job for the weekend. Well, it's all go here, so best crack on. So see you again soon.